9 to 10 p.m. Monday night on Liffey Sounds. The world you don't know. The world you don't know. 9 to 10 p.m. Monday night on Liffey Sounds.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and you're very welcome along to this week's edition of The World You Don't Know with myself, Mick O'Connell. I've got a mixed bag for you tonight. I'm going to start the show basically a bit of analysis on Donald Trump's victory in the election. Well. I called it last week, and on my show I was saying that I believe the only reason Donald Trump was in that election was to try and make sure Hillary Clinton won. And I was wrong, so I take it back. Donald won the election. So we do certainly going to be living in extremely interesting times, at least for the next 4 years. Anyway, the news is going to be interesting. We won't have to look at Hillary Clinton's miserable looking face now for the next 4 years, thank God. But in saying that, I think she could pull something else out of the bag now, because I was reading some stuff online over the weekend. Basically, Donald Trump didn't win the popular vote. He won the college electorate vote, which is a different thing altogether. Now, apparently Hillary Clinton got more of the popular vote than Donald Trump got. Now, when I say more, I mean a couple of million votes more, not by a small margin, quite a big margin. Anyway, she could mount a legal challenge between now and January, the time of his inauguration, challenging the outcome of the election based on it only being counted with the electoral vote, the college votes. Now, the way it works over there is each state has an electoral college vote. So say, for example, it's Wisconsin, right? And there's 2 million people who would be eligible to vote. So just say 2 million, just for argument's sake. And a third of those vote for Donald Trump and a third vote for Hillary Clinton, and the rest don't bother voting. Well, the way it works is whoever gets the most votes in that state, it goes to the electoral college, and they've got a certain amount of votes then on the national level, and they're all tallied up that way. Now, in the electoral vote, Donald Trump, obviously, he won by a massive margin. He got 300 and something. He only needed 270. So he won that outright in that respect. But that was just because you add up all the points that all the individual colleges give for the votes. But if you add up all the votes that Donald Trump got nationally, the popular vote, Hillary Clinton trounced them. Now, there is a chance that she could take a legal route and try and overturn that decision. I don't know if they will. Now, I was talking to a good few people, and there's a big school of thought that Donald Trump most likely will probably get assassinated before he gets a chance to take office. And if that happens, I mean, look at the civil unrest that's going on in America. It's all orchestrated. I believe it's orchestrated. But if that happens and Donald Trump gets assassinated, I hope it doesn't. But if it does, I think Obama's next step then will be the introduction of martial law. I think that's going to happen. Anyway, I am trying to get my good friend Trevor Eivers. He's due to come on. Now, I know he's waiting in the wings, but unfortunately Skype for some reason is not working, so I'm going to try and get it sorted out. But what I will do now in a couple of minutes is I'll play a song. And while that's playing then, I'll try and sort out Skype. I'm going to have to try and reboot Skype, and hopefully that will remedy the problem. It's not showing us online for some reason. So I'm going to have to try and sort that out. But getting back to the Trump victory, what do I think is going to happen myself? To be honest with you, I think they're going to try and slip into civil war in America. It's certainly looking that way. There seems to be more and more civil unrest now on the streets. I mean, even outside Trump Tower in New York last night, there was people with signs saying rape Melania. I mean, how disgusting is that? But there has been. Now, George Soros is getting the blame for all of this, to be honest with you. He's a multi-billionaire, and he's behind a lot of organisations, and he's believed to be behind the Occupy Wall Street movement and a few other movements. Even Anonymous he's supposed to be behind, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was. But there's a lot of civil unrest in America, more than we've ever seen in my lifetime anyway. I wasn't around in the 60s for the civil rights marches and stuff like that, but over the last few years, you know, you see the LA riots and stuff like that, but I haven't seen anything on this scale. Now, is anything going to happen? I don't know, but I think I have Skype sorted out. For some reason, it wouldn't work on the bottom PC, but I managed to get it working on the top one. So I'm going to try and go to Trevor now. Good evening, Trevor.
Hello, Mick.
Yeah, there, lovely. That was entirely my fault. What I did was I wasn't showing up on the version of Skype as online. Therefore, the functions like call somebody wasn't showing up on it. So problem solved.
No problem. I'm here now anyway.
Right, that's brilliant. I was talking about Donald Trump at the top of the show. Now, I haven't got your perspective on it yet. What do you think of all this mayhem and circus that is the Donald Trump show?
Yeah, I'm in two minds over it. I mean, my own perspective on it is that presidents are selected and not elected.
Yeah.
And no matter who was chosen, it's a puppet show. But when I was watching the early morning results come in, I was really surprised because I was sure that Hillary Clinton was the elite's chosen candidate.
Yeah, I said that myself on the show last week. I believed he was only there to give nobody an option but to vote for Hillary because he was such a buffoon.
Exactly. So I thought they were playing them off one another that way. So Hillary Clinton would sweep in. But maybe, you hear the rumours as well. Could the powers that be, the elites, have changed their horse, have changed their backing of the horse at the last second?
I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, it wouldn't be beyond the bounds of possibility that they would do something like that.
That's right. Because Hillary, yourself, she was so toxic. I mean, it came out in the mainstream big time, with her criminality regarding the email situation and everything else. So in that respect, I mean, I did get a kick off seeing the blank expressions on the Hillary supporters.
Oh, it was funny, all right. Yeah, it was funny.
When the results start coming through that Trump was going to win, because I think they were so cocky, thinking they were going to walk it, and so in a way I was kind of glad that that happened. But at the same time, I wouldn't be a huge Trump fan by any stretch of the imagination.
No, I'm not a big Trump fan myself now, and I never have been a Trump fan, but I think he's a psychopath.
I think Hillary Clinton is. Yeah, but I think Hillary Clinton is evil. I mean, she's just evil in my eyes. Whereas, Trump was more, a buffoon kind of thing.
He's a bit of crack. I mean, let's call it what it is. He's a bit of crack.
Yeah.
For the American listeners, we don't mean he has anything to do with drug dealing. We mean he's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Compared to Hillary Clinton.
The two things that sticks out with me, with Trump is that, number one, he is a Zionist, and he has come out and said that he does 100% support Israel.
Well, Israel were one of the first to comment on the mainstream media saying Donald Trump is a friend of Israel. I mean, they were just putting it out there,
Well, there you go. And of course, as you know and I know, building walls only creates more divide. Building a wall never solves anything. There's no solution to anything. I mean, if you look at the lessons of the past, the wall around Gaza.
The Berlin Wall is a prime example.
The Berlin Wall as well. I mean, they only create more resentment and hate, and, the world has enough of that in it.
Yeah.
So I think, it's I am in two minds regarding it. In one sense, I'm glad that Clinton got her comeuppance, if you like. And
she's come out now and she's blamed FBI Director Comey for her woes. He said, Comey cost me the election, and I'm looking at it and saying, well, maybe it might have had something to do with the emails and all the criminality that's attributed to the Clinton Foundation, or maybe it's all those suicides that are attributed to you and your husband over the years. That might have had something to do with it. The fact that, the common man on the street now has access to that kind of information. Yeah.
Well, if you look at the bigger picture, I mean, if you take into account the Brexit vote as well earlier on this year, and now the Trump vote, regardless of whether, obviously it's not ideal and there's a long way to go, but it does show that there is a disillusionment with the establishment. People are starting to question, people are starting to, turn away from the mainstream media. They're sick of the lies, they're sick of the misinformation, and the same old. So I think that is an indication of that. It mightn't be ideal, but as a step, I think it's a sign that there are a lot of people out there that are looking for alternatives.
Yeah. But is Donald Trump, would you really actually call him a viable alternative to Hillary Clinton?
That's the other side of it, that if they are selected and not elected, then he's not. But it does show that even though people might be misinformed regarding, most people, let's be honest, I mean, it's only a very small percentage of people that look at the bigger picture.
Well, I think it'd be the first time in American history that a billionaire has put a black family out of a publicly owned house.
Yeah, well, I've seen that.
That's one way of looking at it.
That's it. But there's very few people, that see the bigger picture in terms of like the guiding hand behind the curtain that's guiding everything, and like these guys are just puppets and they're different fingers of the same hand. But we know that from over here.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Labour. I mean, there is no choice. So there's another thing as well where, in one sense, there's no choice and they are puppets. But I do think in the background that it does show that people are disillusioned. I mean, just look at it like this. I mean, Hillary Clinton had the backing of the mainstream media. She had the backing of Barack Obama, and she had a huge campaign. Like, she had everything in her favour. And as well as that, what Donald Trump was coming out and saying was like giving her so much to work with. But with all that, she still come out with the losing end.
I think,
kind of hard to believe.
For me, I think one of the things that may have swung it was the Al Smith dinner. I don't know if you're saying that on YouTube.
No, I haven't.
They have this, you should Google it, the Al Smith dinner. It's on YouTube. But basically every year, 20 days before the election, they have this dinner. It's laid on by the Catholic Church in America. The head of the Jesuits is there, and a few other New World Order bigwigs. Henry Kissinger and all was there sitting behind him. But Donald Trump done what you could only describe as the roast of Hillary Clinton, and I mean, he took it to pieces. But he pointed out to the audience all those criminals, he says, who helped Hillary with that campaign. He says, there's one over there from the Washington Post, there's one from the New York Times, there's one from CNN, there's one from ABC. He named all the big media news outlets as being corrupt and biased towards Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And I think most people saying that, you just have to go away and Google it, whether they're, wise to what the New World Order actually is. It wouldn't matter. All they'd have to do is type in Hillary Clinton criminal and boom, it would lead them down a massive rabbit hole, And I think that's what may have happened.
Definitely. Well, I think he was saying a lot of the right things, but at the same time, like every politician, even now already, he was on about indicting Clinton and putting her in jail. Like, he's gone back on that already. Yeah,
he's going to be appointing her some sort of a position within his government.
Well, that's even worse. But so that just shows you, to me, that's just it's just a circus, really.
Now, apparently, I was reading today now that he's on the phone to Vladimir Putin, and apparently this is on Sky News, the top headline. They've agreed in principle to work together to defeat international terrorism. So, that's, most people say, yes, that's a good thing. The conspiracy-minded among us will say, well, what's actually going on here,
Yeah. It's hard to know about it. I wouldn't claim to, be an expert on it. I just don't know. I am in two minds about it, and I just, there are people out there, friends of mine, that support Donald Trump, and my thing is that, if he proves me wrong, brilliant. But, for now, I'm keeping my stance in the sense that they are puppets, and, I don't trust them.
Well, how could you? To get to the top like Donald Trump has, I've seen Donald Trump, on programmes like The Apprentice and stuff like that, and people say, well, that's only, it's reality TV, but they sort of show you the real person behind that table. And I've seen him on other programmes, like one programme in particular, where I sort of got a measure of the kind of man that he is. He doesn't give a toss about family, and even his own family, to a degree. And I'll tell you how I know. He was on American Chopper. You remember that programme about the motorbikes?
Yeah.
And the father and son, remember there was two shows, they were always warring with each other, and the son went one way and the father went the other.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
But the son was suing the father for his half of the company, said he built her up and all that since they went on Discovery Channel. But Donald Trump had commissioned a bike from them for Trump Tower in New York, and it was a gold bike called a money bike. And of course he came to the workshop to have a look at the progress of the bike and the designs and whatnot. But he was talking to Paul Tuttle Sr., the American Chopper guy, about this rift he had with his son. And Donald Trump's response to him was, cut him out of your life, completely. Everything. Cut him out, pretend he doesn't exist. And I was saying, this is his son he's talking about. Shouldn't a rational person say, you should sit down with your son and resolve your differences like men. Don't be squabbling in the media about it. But no, his response was, feck him, cut him out of your life, figure he exists. And I was saying, if he, expects people treat their own family like that. How does he treat his own family? And if he treats his own family in that respect, would he cut his own son out of his life if he didn't like him for whatever particular reason? If he's like that with his own family, what's he going to be like with the American people?
But that's the thing. But like, for me as well, though, I think, like, for the average person, like the average Joe Soap, and I don't like to use the word sheep or whatever, but the average person that doesn't know the stuff that kind of we know, that there's a guiding hand behind the scenes, kind of manipulating events, like, it was obvious to everyone that Trump was a buffoon and a sexist and this and that and the other, right? But with Hillary Clinton, like, it wasn't so obvious. And so what frustrated me in the lead up to the election was the amount of people that really didn't know much but were supporting Hillary Clinton because she comes across as, you know...
she's a woman. I mean, that's why, you just have to look at the media. Most women over there would vote for Hillary because she's a woman. Hang on a minute, have a look at her history, then make a decision. Don't just do it because she's the same sex as you.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's the same thing with, like, you know, I had to point out some of the, like, if you do any research into Hillary Clinton's past as Secretary of State, you know, she has stood by the war in Iraq, for example. She's a supporter of that. And she's... I mean,
Benghazi alone should be enough to hang her out to dry.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have these people that... you know, mainstream, people that are plugged into the RTEs and the BBCs and the Sky News of this world, right? They think, you know, they view Hillary Clinton in a similar vein to Barack Obama. Like, I have a few people that I'm friends with on Facebook that posted on Barack Obama, what a great man, I'd be sorry to see him go. And they don't like it when I point out that this man, you know, has sent unmanned drones to countries that he's not officially at war with, and killed innocent men, women and children. And therefore, is he not by definition a murderer? But he's blood in his hands, you know? And not to mention his support for Israel as well.
Well, I've just got a message in now from Ray Moore in the UK. Yeah. Thanks, Ray, for sending a message. He was saying Donald Trump is a bloodline Jew. All his kids are Jewish. I mean, his whole history is Jewish. And he follows that up then saying, the hidden hand don't make mistakes. They have their agenda for whoever gets in. Now everyone thinks there is no voter fraud. Clinton and Bush were there to flood the country with immigrants. I don't know what Trump's role is going to be. Maybe he's there to incite the immigrants by, you know, I'll build a wall, I'll kick every Muslim out. That's going to start the civil war in that country, without a doubt. I mean, there's a couple of million Muslims in America, probably more. Is he going to throw them all out? I mean, it's crazy.
I know, it's mad. But at the same time, I mean, I will say that both the Brexit vote and the Trump vote, in my opinion, show that, you know, there's people are getting disillusioned with the establishment, and you know, it might be too slow for my liking and your liking, but it's part of a process. And I think there's never been a time like it in recent human history. Some people are waking up to what's going on in the world around them. And hopefully, which will bring me on to the event, this is the reason why, at least part of the reason why.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to ads in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk about the event now when we come back from the ads. And
we organise the event, because hopefully that'll bring people on again. Events like this, you know.
And these kind of events like that, we're going to be talking about this after the ads. I'll be going to the ads now in 1 minute, folks. These kind of events like the one you have planned now for Waterford in the new year, I mean, these are essential. These should be on every week, I think, all over the country, where people can be basically given the truth, you know, take people away from the mainstream media and say, listen, this is what's actually going on. You really do need to wake up, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, folks, I'm going to go to some ads, Trevor, right? Folks, it's now nearly 22, so I'm going to go to the ads a minute early, and I'll be back. And after that, then, I'm going to talk to Trevor about this event coming up in February that I mentioned earlier on, this Open Minds event. It's a big event, folks, and as I said, it's the first of its kind in the country, so stay tuned and we'll have a chat about that when I come back. Talk to us all in a minute. Trevor, would you mute your mic for a minute? That'd be great.
Will do, mate.
All right, talk to us in 2 minutes, folks.
You're listening to Liffey Sound, www.liffeysoundfm.ie.
Listen online. Community radio at its best.
Local programmes, local presenters, local news. Tune to Liffey Sound 96.4 FM.
Now, folks, you're very welcome back. Just before the break there, I was talking to Trevor about the upcoming event, Awake and not Awake and Aware. It's Awake and Aware in South East Ireland who are organising it. But the event is called Open Minds. I'm going to go back to Trevor now in 2 seconds. The text line is 08706271138. That's 08706271138 if you have any comments. Ray sent another text in. He says, yes, Trump is there to throw them all out. Notice Farage resigned the day after Brexit. Yeah, true enough. No one could fathom why. He just had a massive win. And he continues to say then, he just had a massive win. Where's that gone now? Sorry, hang on, Ray, I'll read the rest of it out. Yeah, as he says, after Brexit, Nigel Farage resigned. He just had a massive win. He is now to be Trump's man in Europe. But I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe it will happen. That'll be the American ambassador to the European Union. I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. He'll be back in the European Parliament with far more power than he ever could have been just a Euro MP. Can you see the pattern here? I can, Ray. Will it pan out that way? I don't know. Trevor, what do you think?
Oh, time will tell.
I think it's a little funny now. Farage is over there today. He's the first European politician to actually meet with Trump. You can't help thinking, has all this been planned in the, in a golf club somewhere a couple of years back? Who knows? But it will be interesting to see how this all pans out, folks. And as I said last week in the show, I was of the opinion that Hillary Clinton would win and that Trump was just there running against her, so as nobody would vote for Trump because he's such a nut job, and they'd vote for Hillary. But it was wrong. Trump got in. So now we have to change tack now and try and figure out what the real agenda is. Who knows? Maybe what Ray just said there, it might have a grain of truth to it with Nigel Farage and all that. I mean, it's comedy politics at its best. But as I said last week, at least with Donald Trump winning, the news is going to be very interesting for the next 4 years. So, it'll be like The Simpsons at 6 o'clock every day. It'll be brilliant. Anyway, we're going to move on, folks, away from Donald Trump. If you want to know more about Donald Trump, just go to www.trumpdonald.org. Great website. Have a bit of fun there for a couple of minutes and it'll relieve a little bit of stress for you. Anyway, the Open Minds conference on the 25th and 26th of February 2017. Trevor, tell us all about it, please.
Right, the conference has been a pipe dream of mine going back the last 2 years, since I've been kind of doing the activist thing since, say, back in 2008. Like, I've done the protests, got into the political scene for a while with the DDI, Direct Democracy Ireland, and just felt that, it needed something else. There was it's okay, the protests, and we've done the water meter protests, we've done different, a couple of those, and they were great and they still have a place. But I just felt that, it is an information war and there's so many great minds out there, and it was always a pipe dream of mine to bring them all together for a conference. Now, the main reason and the main purpose of the conference is to provide a platform for people of like mind to connect, to get together, of the same energy, of the same worldview, to come together. And I know that there is a need for this in this country. I mean, there's so many people that are waking up now, okay, in Ireland, and I know myself, if I was sitting up the country and heard about an event like this, I'd be the first one there, kind of thing. And I'm sure there's many people with that mindset. So the main thing is to create an event like this that's going to get people together. It's an opportunity for people to meet like minds, to come down and see so many brilliant speakers. We have 12 speakers altogether. I formed a group called Awaken Aware in South East Ireland, then go back about 6 months ago or more, and I wouldn't have been able to organise this conference without them. 8 people have been helping me out organise this conference, and they've done a brilliant job helping me out on it. There's been a lot of organisation gone into it. We're at it basically each and every day the last 4 or 5 weeks, So I'm a bit taken aback because 90% of the speakers that I asked would to speak at the conference accepted.
I've been looking at the speakers here. I'll just give the listeners a flavour of one or two of the speakers. We've got Tom Ryan, personal celebrity. I know Tom himself has been on the show a couple of times. He was due to come on a couple of weeks ago, but there was a big mix-up, as you remember, with the Mark Devlin show. And unfortunately, he didn't come on, but I'm hoping to get Tom on again soon. Great man. Mark Bajerski, Spiritual Talk. Ian O'Crane, a great man. I've had him on my show, full of knowledge. Ben Gilroy, another great man. Terry Lawton, Garrod O'Coleman. I mean, what he doesn't know about the Middle East is not worth not knowing. I mean, he's a great mind for all of that. And then those conspiracy guys. Now, I've heard of their show a few times. They're quite good, those guys. And that's just to name a few. There are other ones. Hilary Connor, Spiritual Talk. Judith Baker, she's going to be talking about Lee Harvey Oswald and lessons on war by media. Gemma Hughes, natural health and healing. So the amount of different subjects that are getting covered at this event. As I said, this is the first of its kind in Ireland. I haven't seen anything like this myself. I've seen lots of individual little conferences where it's just one subject or whatever, but nothing like this. This is a great event.
I think there might have been something go back maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I remember being at an event up in Dublin that Jim Core organised. That was maybe 5, 6 years ago, back in 2011. But that's exactly what you said. I mean, I've been going to different seminars as well here in the southeast that they're brilliant in themselves, but they only focus on one piece of the jigsaw. And the whole mindset behind this Open Minds conference was to look at the bigger picture. So what we done was we just drew a circle and divided it into different segments and wrote topics in each segment. So, okay, we have a nice range of topics there, everything from natural health and healing to more conspiracy type stuff to spirituality. So
covers a vast spectrum of stuff there.
Yeah, it covers a vast spectrum of stuff. And the way we have it arranged, the actual timeline for both days, that we start off with a really empowering talk, a talk on natural law, your rights, sovereignty, and we're going to end each day with an uplifting spiritual talk, what you can do, finding your own power. Because we've all been brainwashed into the old little old me, what can I do attitude. And so we start off with an empowering talk and finish with an uplifting talk. And in the middle sections, then we will go down and back up a few rabbit holes. But it's all knowledge, it's conscious knowledge and it's need to know stuff. And some of the speakers are, as I mentioned, like I was taken aback when 90% of the speakers accepted my invitation to speak at our event. I half expected a few of them to say no thanks, So it's fantastic that, I got them all together. We've got them all together in...
the event is taking place in Dooley's Hotel.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's a 2-day event, so people decide to buy... I think it says here you can get an early bird weekend pass for €49.
That's right. The early bird offer for a weekend pass is €49, and that will be up until the 31st of December.
Right.
So come next year, the price goes up to the real price, which is €69 for a weekend pass. Now you can also purchase day tickets for the event as well. So if you just want to go and see, say, a particular speaker like Ian R. Crane or Ben Gilroy or Gerda Coleman, you could do that as well.
You can buy a one-day ticket. And the event starts, say, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, is it?
Yeah, it starts at 9:15 each day, and the Saturday goes on till 7:30, and the Sunday to 7. And not only with the speakers. I mean, we have 12 speakers, and we have also 2 people doing inspirational moments. You might know Sean P. Maguire.
I do know Sean well, yes.
Yeah, Sean Maguire he has the Out of the Bag radio show.
Yeah.
So he's a performing poet. He's going to be reading a few of his inspirational poems at it. We have another lady, Jenny Ledwell. She's going to be doing an inspirational moment. We have a musician, Tom Milan. He's going to be singing a couple of freedom songs, For Your Mind songs with an acoustic guitar. We have also shamanic tribal drumming at it. We have a guy doing meditation at it. So we have loads of different things in the mix, not just the speakers.
Now, Trevor, you're a hypnotist, as is Tom Ryan. Are you going to be hypnotising any of us, do a bit of Elvis or anything like that,
Yeah, well, maybe we will. There's actually a third hypnotist at it. Hilary Connor's the hypnotist as well, so there's 3 hypnotists altogether. But you never know.
Well, we'd have to have a bit of that. Well, it sounds like, for a 2-day event, it's absolutely packed to the rafters with some great stuff.
Yeah, it's not like, the information is, like, the speakers cover so many different subjects. We had Mark Devon on your show, of course, back a couple of weeks ago. Like, he's very informational on the musical truth side. You have Gerda Coleman. You mentioned he's such an expert on the Middle East and the wars in Syria. Like Ben Gilroy, no better man to go into the political system and the court side of it. There's a guy, a friend of mine, Noel Brophy.
I see his name there, yeah.
Yeah, Debt Solutions Group. Now, Noel has been giving fantastic talks on common law, the common law and your rights, your real rights as a human being. Here, now he's been giving those talks in the Southeast. I've seen a few of them, and they blow me away. So he's going to be a great man to start off the whole conference on a Saturday morning.
I'm looking forward to it now. Hopefully I can...
It's a great mix. It's like the group that I'm part of. As I said, I couldn't have done it without the group. Like, we've all come together and we've been really working so hard to get all the speakers and get everything organised with the hotel, the setups, the posters. One of the guys... Danny, who's part of the group, done a fantastic video. Don't know if you've seen the video.
I haven't. It's on there now, all right, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's only a 2-minute video, but I think he really done a fantastic job on it, and it kind of pulls at the heartstrings when you watch it, and it's an awesome job. So,
but I'm actually going to share that post now, because I'm going to share it onto the World You Don't Know right now, folks. So if anybody does want to go on and have a look at it, all the details for the conference are on there. Hang on, I just want to get the right page here. Yeah, that's it. Now, it's shared onto the World You Don't Know page, so if you want to go on there, you can now, folks. I've shared the Open Minds Ireland Conference 2017 post, and it's got the YouTube video you just mentioned, and the link for tickets as well, because it's Eventbrite. Is that you'd have to go to Eventbrite to get your tickets? Is that right?
That's right. Now, we believe that it's going to be a sellout. And if this is a success, which we hope it is a success,
we can do it again.
What we're doing is not only again, we're at least going to do it every year, and we might even do a road show throughout Ireland. We look at this event as the start of something, not the end. This is the start. This is a journey, and out of the 12 speakers, 5 of them are coming from overseas as well. But the great thing is that 75% of the speakers are Irish, but there are some guys coming up from overseas. So it's going to be real happening. It's going to be a real, event to look forward to.
I'm definitely looking forward to it myself.
I'm going to David Icke myself. I have tickets for David Icke now myself in January, as you said, January 21st, I think.
Ireland's Independence Day, yes. It's a bit of a...
So I think what I might do at that is bring along a couple of posters, because I'll be hitting my target audience at that event.
Well, it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some flyers printed up and maybe bring them with you with the details, because, I know it won't be €49 once it goes past Christmas into the new year, but it's only an extra few quid on top of that anyway, you know what I mean? So if anyone wants to attend the event, and it's in a wonderful place. Waterford is lovely at that time of year as well, even though it's cold, but it's a nice place, Waterford, and Dooley's Hotel is a lovely place as well.
Well, Dooley's Hotel is fantastic. We were originally looking at having it in another hotel here, we said the Viking, but their conference room only holds 100.
Right.
So Dooley's Hotel, the capacity of their conference room is 250.
And what's the maximum amount of tickets that you have for sale?
Yeah, 250 each day. So it's
for each day, so
250 basic tickets, but it will depend on, as I said, there's weekend passes
and day passes, yeah,
and the day passes as well.
And now, how long has it been up and running, so to speak, that this is going ahead?
Yeah, we went live with it. We launched it on Friday at 11 o'clock. So we picked 11:11. So
good day for it.
11:11. I think it was 11 minutes past 11 on the 11th of the 11th.
Well, hopefully that's a good omen for you. We know
good omen, yeah.
The Illuminati like them numbers as well, but why can't we use them? If they're using them against us, we'll use it against them.
Yeah, that's it. But no, I think overall, it's there's a great energy about it. There's a great feeling. There's a great buzz. And to get these wonderful people, they're so knowledgeable, to come to the one place over the weekend, I think it's going to be so exciting.
Now, just one more thing as well before I do let you go. For anyone that is going to travel down, because I urge anyone, if you can get tickets for this event, go to it. You will not regret it. Seriously, it's money well spent. You can spend €100 going to see Beyonce if you want in Croke Park or whatever, but this is something that will stay with you for the rest of your life once you learn this information. And it's self-empowering information as well. For anyone who wants to travel to Waterford, I think one of your posts was saying that Dooley's Hotel might be doing a special rate for anyone staying that weekend.
Yeah, they're doing a special rate, like even if you're staying for 1, 2 or 3 nights. So it's really, really good value. Really good value. It's a beautiful hotel as well.
And there's plenty of places in Waterford to go for a pint and get something to eat as well. I mean, it's a bustling city as well.
Well, it is. I mean, Dooley's Hotel is right there in the heart of Waterford, across the road from the bus station. It's so handy. Yeah, I mean, everything is organised. We have a website. We're working on a website now as well, so we're going to have a website up and running hopefully in the next couple of weeks as well. So that's the only thing that we still need to do.
Well, as soon as you have that, you can let me know what that is, and I'll mention it on the show to the listeners so they know where to go then to get a look at more information. Well, anyway, Trevor, listen, I've come up to the end of the show. Unfortunately, sorry about the beginnings of the show where all that rigmarole with Skype, but sure, there you go, these things happen.
No worries, Mick, these things happen, as you said.
But you've got to promote the event a little bit, and hopefully we'll promote it again, folks, between now and February. I will keep mentioning this Open Minds Conference. You go ahead.
This is not my event, you know. This is the people's event.
I know that.
And the success of it depends on everyone getting behind it and supporting it and making it work. Because if it does work and it is successful, then this is the start.
And it can grow.
Big. Yeah.
One day we should have all these 20 speakers in Croke Park with 80,000 people sitting there listening, broadcasted on national media. It can happen if you want it to happen. It's just a matter of will. But listen, I have come to the end, Trevor, so I'll have to let you go. And until next time, Trevor, thanks very much for coming on.
You're welcome, mate. Thank you.
Lovely. Talk to you again very soon. Thanks, Trev. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was Trevor Eivers. As I said, he's helping to organise the Open Minds Ireland Conference 2017 in Waterford. Go on to the World You Don't Know page on Facebook. All the details are on there. There's links and all on there. You can go and you can see where you can get tickets and stuff like that. You can email the show, theworldyouDon'tknow@gmail.com, for more information, and I'll pass information on to you. Until next week, folks, this has been The World You Don't Know. And remember, as I always say, the world is full of great people, and if you can't find one, be one. So until next week, folks, talk to you then. Take it easy.
9 to 10 p.m. Monday night on Liffey Sounds. The World You Don't Know. The World You Don't Know. 9 to 10 p.m. Monday night on Liffey Sounds.